Okay, am I on? Can you see me? Hey, Diana, are you in here? I see you. Do you see me? Hopefully, you can hear me. You are on. Okay, good. You never can tell, I don't know if my mic's working or the camera. So, you got your stuff moved back in, huh? I know what a chore that is. Remember, we did our floors too earlier last year. Hello. Hi, Annette from Alberta, Canada. Oh, crazy cat lady. Oh my God. Claudia. Oh, good, you guys. I thought I was going to be in here all by myself. Thank you. Um, what time is it where you guys are all at? It's only 6 o'clock here, so I wasn't sure, if people would be available right now or they'd be eating dinner. But, 6 o'clock might as well be 10 o'clock for me. It's dark out, and it's not like I'm going anywhere. So I thought, why not go live? No. Oh, I know. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you for coming, Britt. My daughter's here. I love it when my family joins us. I'm just tired today. Oh, what is with him, Diana? He made cookies and now he's making taquitos. Who is this guy? You're in Texas, 8 p.m. Okay. I didn't know if that would be too late. I figured, the rest of the United States would be later. But I thought, if you're like me, you stay home on Saturday night. It don't matter, right? It's not like we're going to go out to the clubs or anything. So this is what I do on Saturday night. I'm just hanging out. Well, at least he makes something, that's cool. Hi, Debs from Cincinnati. Awesome. Oh, what time is it there? Like 9 or something? Past my bedtime? No, I'm a night owl. I stay up till 10. Oh, it's too early for the clubs? I wouldn't know. Okay, 9 o'clock. That's what I figured. Yeah, dude, I don't see too many people go live. Hi, Mike's Adventures. Hey, thanks for joining us. How's it going? Have you been busy? Hi, Cheryla from Montreal. In my studio, it says I got quite a few people here from Canada. I think that's awesome. My husband and I went to Canada once. We loved it. It was beautiful. Yep. Diana's only 10 minutes away from me. So the supper rush, are you out working? Hey, from Western Australia. Hi, Anna. What time is it over there? It's 10 a.m. It's summer. So isn't that crazy? That's just crazy. Yeah, you guys are the middle of summer, 10 a.m. Wow. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of friends in the UK, and they can never make it when I do it at this time. I think they're in bed or are just about to go to bed. So like I said, I wasn't sure, but I figured most of my audience is over 50. So chances are they're hanging out at home. Oh, do you? My tree of life? Let's see. Which one? Oh, I didn't even know you could see that over there. I made those. I used to make a lot of them. It's going to snow? Whoa. I wish we would get snow. I mean, I'm in the foothills and we get an occasional dusting, but not like snow. I miss that. I would love to have that, as long as I don't have to go out in it. It's a lot of fun. But our weather's been, we had some, weather. We had some rain and clouds while my daughter was here over the holidays. And then when she left, she took it back with her. She lives in Northern California where it's always rainy. And now it's sunny and it's chilly. Well, not to you guys. It's in the 60s. But it's chilly enough that we don't have to turn on the air. We actually had to turn on the heater. So, but that's what it's like here in California. Yeah, there are places that, and like I said, I live in the foothills. Hi, Evie. I'm so glad you're here. What time is it where you're at, Evie? I think you're an hour or two ahead of me? It's 43. That's freezing. That's freezing to me. I would die. It's funny because I used to be able to handle the cold. I'm from Nebraska, but as I've gotten older, I've acclimated. Okay, it's only a couple hours later. That's not too bad, but I've acclimated to warmer weather. And I remember when we went back to Nebraska in the wintertime, I about died. I couldn't handle the cold anymore. It was literally painful. But I don't like the heat either. I'm just never happy with weather. I like weather, like I said, as long as I don't go out into it. If I could just stay home and look out the window and appreciate it. But we live in the foothills, so we do get a little bit of snow. And we live near Big Bear, if you guys are familiar with that area. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful out this weekend, and we took down all the Christmas stuff. I took it all down, and my husband takes it all out to the shed. The older I get, I don't like the temperature to very much, right? You're like Goldilocks. I hear you. Hey, Cheryl Love. Snow expected in a few hours. Wow. I am jealous. I would love to be snowed in a cabin somewhere, for a couple weeks. 39 in Pennsylvania. That's a heat wave. Oh my God. I lived in Philadelphia and I think Chesterfield for a couple years when I was young. My dad was in the military and we lived on the naval base there. Joan, yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like it too hot or too cold. It's got to be just right. But I don't know if I prefer it hot or cold. Either way, I'm miserable. And you're right. It's just got to be just right. But I just know that as I get older, like I said, I just don't tolerate the cold. I mean, I get miserable. My daughter's the same way. You lived in Big Bear? Oh my God. Got the heck out. Yeah, you guys are, well, you did when you lived there. They get some snow. Thank you, Evie. Yes, please, guys, hit the like button if you can. I prefer that. You prefer the heat? Yeah, I think I would prefer the heat. But I just want occasional snow, occasional weather. It does get boring when it's the same all the time. And pretty much that's the way it is out here in California. It's the same all the time. We get a difference of 30 degrees in the wintertime. It goes down to like 60s. In the nighttime, it goes down. I'm using our local hot sauce with taquitos. Ooh, and plain yogurt, spicy. Big Bear gets snow. Yeah, it's snowy. Last snow day is traditionally on Mother's Day. Yeah. So it's just going to be starting the next few months. And that's why I wanted to hibernate. I like shorts and t-shirts. I do too. I don't wear shorts, but I like them. Yeah. Nope. But I just like that kind of weather. I hear you. But yeah, I wanted to hibernate. I don't know if you guys, I turned myself up on my phone. It's like, shh. Hey, why don't you? It's like, stop. Okay. You guys, I turned myself up on my phone. Like, look at this. I can't get it to stop. I'm old. It's like, stop. Hold on. Okay. You guys, see if I can stop it. That's ridiculous. Okay, mild temps only 60 to 80. Everything else sucks to me. Yep. Totally agree with you there. That's how I like it. Capris, there you go. Now you're talking. That's what I like. But yeah, I wanted to hibernate this year. I was hoping to, but in my mind, I envisioned, it being kind of rainy or cold outside, and I was going to stay in and light the fireplace, and that's not going to happen. But I am going to, I'm going to stay in a little more. I love the snow. If I could stay in the house, but right. And I live in Ohio, work in Kentucky. Oh, wow. Yeah, my stepdad lived in Kentucky, I think Corbin. And he's originally from, hi, Kyle. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Where are you at, Kyle? Yeah, driving on the highway is scary in the winter. I don't drive in the snow. Just don't. Are you in an art studio? Could you tell? That's what my next video is going to be about, Evie. Actually, I am in, this was my art studio, craft room, whatever. And remember I did a video, I'm doing the Swedish death cleaning. I'm cleaning up. Well, I started in this room. Oh, you're in Chicago. You guys get some snow there, Kyle. Yeah, the Windy City. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm turning this into my YouTube studio because I don't have any space where I can film when the house is busy, because I have a big family and there's people in and out. And there's some days where, I can't film a video. I had to go out and do it in my car, which you guys remember, most of my videos were filmed in the car. So I thought, you know what, clean this room up and utilize it for something. So I turned it into kind of my YouTube studio. I've got my desk and my lighting, and it looks good. It's small, and we still have a bed in here, so I can still use it as a guest room. Plus, we have a guest room. I know, right? I feel like I'm nesting. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. Do you have snow right now? The StreamYard duck. It is. I see that. I don't know how to get rid of it. And it's on my resting witch face cup. Well, several of them are resting witch face, but yeah. From New York and Florida currently. I'm loving your live. Great to see so many subs. Thank you, Cindy. It's good to see you here. What do you mean you're from New York and Florida? Do you go back and forth? Are you a snowbird? Because that's my dream. We would love to do that. I don't think you can. It looks cute. Thank you. Good. Yeah, I would love to be a snowbird. That would be awesome. Not even necessarily a snowbird. I'd like to live for a few months up north with my daughter and then come down here and hang out with my sons, be able to go back and forth. One of the greatest things about retirement is that I don't have to drive on our snowy Alberta roads if they are crappy. I got myself a Mustang as a midlife crisis car in 2010. Oh, you know what? When we went back to Nebraska a few years ago, we rented a Mustang because I think they're so cool. And it was so fun to drive. Yeah, lucky girl. But I agree. I don't feel safe driving on the road. I didn't when I was younger, even less so now. But when we were in Nebraska, I was in my 20s, my husband and I, and it was still a nightmare even back then. But now, I couldn't do it. And, I do Uber. So I'm grateful that I do it here in California where, the worst I get is rain. We live in New York, but are currently in Key West. Oh, you lucky girl. It must be nice. I've always wanted to visit both of those places. Mustangs are awesome. My brother had one. Yes. I know you do, Kyle. That's what your channel's about. When I win the lottery, I'm buying me a 2017 Mustang. They're just, I know my grandkids like them too. I know when we see them on the road, they're just beautiful cars. I don't know. I think maybe I could have a car now. I've always had a mom van, the soccer mom van, and we've had a truck because we camp, and then an SUV, horse and buggy when you were just about. What was my first car? It wasn't a Nova. It was a Chevelle, SS Chevelle, and it had big tires in the back, so it looked like it was really, it looked pretty cool. I love the pictures of it, but it was a crappy car, but it looked good. They are so fun to drive. Have young men wanting me to peel rubber and race them. I bet. Like, nope. Yeah. Why waste tire rubber for that silliness? Me too. Oh no, really? We had a little Datsun. Thank you. I'm trying, Diana. I'm still trying to get that across. I still get people that comment on it. Don't say old. You're not old. And it's like, it's okay to be old. Old isn't bad. This is old. I'm still healthy and strong. It just means I've lived a long time. I'm proud of that. Doesn't mean I'm decrepit, but, society wants everybody to think old is a dirty word. Don't get old. Hide it. Pretend you're not old. It's like, I'm comfortable with being old. It's wonderful. Most people I know that are old, we like it. I have nothing against it. But it's like, no, you want to be young. And it's like, no, I really don't. I've been young. I don't mind being old, and I actually feel better now than I did when I was younger. Life is good. Being old is not a horrible thing. You fell twice in December. See, that scares me because I fell twice last year, and I know that can ruin you at our age. That's one of the bad things when you fall or get some kind of injury. Yeah, it takes a lot longer to heal. My first car was a used Fiat Spider. Oh, I remember those, convertible, a stick shift. Oh God, I remember learning to drive one of those. You learned in one night, man. Yeah, we had one years ago. They don't even make those anymore, right? I made a thumbnail with an old lady in it, and my hubby told me not to do that. That's when I used to run a Facebook group. Well, I still run a couple of them, but it was a big community site. And I didn't post my picture because I didn't want everybody to know it was me. It's a small town. So the picture that I used, I'll have to show it to you guys sometime, was this really older lady, probably in her 90s, tons of wrinkles, and she's smoking a cigarette. And I thought, she looks like my spirit animal. She looks like how I feel. So I used that for the longest time. And finally, when I posted my real picture, people were just like, what? All this time they thought that I was that's who I was. So it was kind of funny. Yes, it is a privilege. Absolutely. My older brother's first car was that same car, and a Smokey and the Bandit. Oh, really? No. Oh no, you wrecked it. Right, DJ? My God, they wouldn't know what to do with it. And remember, there wasn't just the stick shift. What was the other one? The 3 in the tree? Those were terrible. My dad tried to teach me to drive on one of those. And of course, he parked on a hill to teach me to drive. That he was sadistic that way. He thought that was hilarious. Collagen, put collagen in your coffee. Yes, I do. I did. I haven't for a while, but I remember doing that for the longest time. Right. Very important. You remember that, Diana? You remember because you were part of that group. I love that. I still have it. I should use that here sometimes, but like I said, and I live in Southern California, and you guys can imagine people being old is just a crime. You are not allowed to admit you're old. People say, oh, I'm 64 years young. That just is one of my pet peeves. It's like, no, I'm 64 years old and I'm okay with it. If you're not, then that's your issue. You had a 3 in the tree in high school. My dad used to say 4 on the floor and a 5th under the seat. I remember it would never start in the, I had to pop the clutch. Yep. Don't miss those. Oh, do you still have your Facebook? I have a Facebook, but I can't tell you the last time I looked at it. I just use YouTube. I think I have everything. If there's a social media platform, I've got it. I sign up for them and then I walk away. I have got Instagram. I think I might even have a TikTok. My grandkids signed me up. I don't think I've ever posted, maybe once. I can't, it's too much. How do people do that? Keep up with all of those. No, I leveled up at 61. Yep. Like I said, and old isn't like it used to be, when I look at my mom, when she was in her 40s, they just looked older back then. Right. Hi, Vicky. Hi. Good to have you here. Thank you. I'm honored that you joined us. I just watched a video of 2 17-year-olds trying to dial a rotary phone. Oh my God. I know. My husband and I tease the grandkids about that. When you were dialing, if you didn't go all the way around, you had to start all over again. Oh my God. Weren't those a pain? And then you could actually put a lock on those, which my parents did because my sister would call boys when they left the house. They would put a lock on the phone. How terrible is that? She couldn't dial 911, but they just wanted to make sure she wasn't calling any boys. The Golden Girls were in their 50s. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, so now I see people all the time in their 60s and 70s, and they're healthy, they're doing things, they're living their life. It's not like it used to be, things have changed. And it's like I said, some people just have a hard time with it. That's on them. I love the Golden Girls too. I used to watch it with my sister that I took care of. She used to love that show. She'd crack up. I want to be a combination of, well, I am a combination of probably Rose and I don't know, Rose. I love watching the old reruns. I know, so funny. Right? Betty White loved being old and she was good at it. She made it look fun, and it is. We get to do a lot more. There's things that we can get away with now that we couldn't when we were younger. And it's crazy how when you're younger, you see getting older like a death sentence. You don't even want to think about it. And then pretty soon you're there and you realize it's not so bad. There you go. I was going to say I'm between Dorothy and Rose, but you're between Dorothy and Ma. I love them. You could pick up the phone, click the thing a few times, and ask for an operator. Yeah, there you go. That's probably okay. Maybe that's what happened. I couldn't remember, but yeah. And remember, they used to have party lines. My in-laws had a party line. Oh, you've been watching I love Reba, Kyle. I used to watch Reba every morning with my sister. She loved that. I miss being able to hang up on that rotary phone, right? It's not the same. You can't slam it down on a cell phone. Well, that's a compliment because she was awesome. Really? She had a goal to live to 100 and she made it to 101? Sees candy. You just never know. You never know. No, if you slam down, if you slam down a cell phone, you break it. B. Arthur seemed like an aunt to me in real life. She was so funny. She was, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it is just genetics. I know my mom, she passed away in her early 60s and she took care of herself. She was kind of a health nut. She was thin and she gave birth to 8 kids, and she was always thin, and she didn't smoke. She didn't drink. She didn't do anything. She did have, they put her on blood pressure medicine, but don't they try to put everybody on that? And she was always watching her cholesterol. Well, anyway, she got an aggressive form of cancer, and she ended up passing away just like that. Well, my stepdad, who ate everything he wasn't supposed to. He'd eat ice cream, potato chips. He didn't exercise ever, didn't even walk. He was laying on the couch all the time. My mom used to nag him. And he lived to be in his 80s. She would be so pissed. I used to listen on my mom's call from an extension and she would scream at me. I know. Or we used to do that to our siblings, and they'd be like, hang up the phone. Yep. I remember that, the good old days. Yeah, there were some things that were fun about that. And then of course, our TVs back then, the kids don't understand about, having to get up and turn the channel before they had remotes and stuff like that. Oh, God. But luckily, we only had a couple channels, so it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't like it is now. And then when we got cable, oh, my God. Everybody had the big cable box on top of their TV. Oh man, that was the life. We felt like we were really moving on up. I guess a friend of theirs lived to be 101, and that is happening more and more. People are living longer. I was the remote. Yeah, right. If you're usually the youngest one in the family was the remote. And it was safe to be out running around the streets. Right. Yep. Come on when the street lights are on, or even then it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, there's no way. No way. As a matter of fact, my grandson came over the other day and he wanted to play with some friends. And they were telling me they lived just down the street. And I was like, okay. And he's like, we're going to go down there. They had scooters. So I get in my car and I follow them. They're on the sidewalk in their scooters because I just wanted to see And it turned out he didn't live down the street. He lived down the street. And then you got out on this other street. I was like, no, no, no. And he's 11. I was like, nope, you're coming home. This is way too far. When I was younger, we could go, I could take the bus at this age. At 11, I did. I used to take the bus. There's no way I would my kids wouldn't even let their kids. You know what I mean? Let's see. I bought a pound of C's candy at a Christmas party. And when I walked in, she made a beeline to me and scolded me for letting the group see it. Now she had to share. Oh, right? It's like, darn it. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thank you, Kyle. I'm so glad you were here. Thank you for joining us. You get some sleep. I know it's later there. I'll see you online. Oh, and the rabbit ears. Remember that? Oh my God. Yeah, things have changed. Some things are better, right? Some things are better. It's not all bad. There's some good things with technology, but there's some things that I do not miss. And that was definitely one of them. But yeah, things are just different. Old people were different back then. They were older, and now that I'm older, I mean, in my family, in 60s, I'm the older generation that, everybody's younger than me. There's very few people that are older than me. I have an aunt and she's still around and she's in her 80s. And in my family, that's rare. People the genetics aren't really great, but I'm that older generation. Now I've got grandkids. I'm old enough to I could have great grandkids. Thank God I don't. I'm glad my grandkids aren't in a hurry, but I could feasibly become a great grandmother. I like that. How long does 1 pound last you? Half as long as a 2 pound. Yeah, we always get C's candies. They pop up. They have a pop-up store up here around Christmas. They're really popular, understandably so. But right now I'm on this no sugar kick. So no sugar for me. Sugar is my drug. Sugar is my drug, and I am giving it up. I gave it up last year. Oh, hi, honey. Generation Jones. Is that what they call it? In my psychology class, the instructor said things change with women when Elvis came on the scene. Everything changed then. Oh, he's the reason, huh? My grandma's polyester outfits that were color coordinated. Oh, God, right? Pantsuits. My mom always looked young when she was in her 50s. She looked like she was in her 40s, even though she was slightly overweight. Well, that's the key. I always say that, when you get too thin, it ages you. It just does, you need a little fat to push out the wrinkles, to plump you up, 1954 to 65. Yes. Okay. That's what it is. That's us. Yep. That's our generation. And, yeah, like I was saying, that our parents they just seemed older. They acted older. And things are just different now. I can't wait to see what it's like for my kids when they get to be this age. Because, my kids aren't super young. They're in their 30s and 40s. But to me, I always refer to them as kids. But I mean, it's funny because in my head, I still feel like I'm in my 30s. And it's like, well, wait a minute. I have a 45-year-old son. So that can't be true. So it's weird how our mind plays tricks on us, and it's funny because I see these memes and stuff. Do I think I'll ever go back to carnivore? Yeah, I'm actually trying. The last of the boomers, the best of the boomers, right? I agree with that. I got scolded today, honey, for being a boomer. I'll tell you about it later. But do I ever think I'll go back to being carnivore? I'm doing ketovore. And my husband cooked a really awesome meal, and, he helps. But I just felt so good, and I was totally anti-carnivore. I used to scold my husband for eating meat. I was like, yeah, it causes gout and stuff. He'll tell you, I thought it was so bad. And then when I did it, I just felt so good. And I want to get back to feeling like that. And I haven't, I stopped, but I don't think it's necessary just because I'm not carnivore. I started eating sugar again and stuff. And sugar is a drug for me. I can't have it. I've got to totally give it up. Did you have a teen crush on anyone that was a celebrity? Oh yeah. Like I was dorky, like Donny Osmond. Yeah. Stuff like that. Remember back in the day? Who else? Bobby Sherman. I'm totally dating myself right now. I'm sure a lot of you don't even know who this is. We are late bloomers, or late boomers, not late bloomers, from 62 to 64. Thinks they should be Gen X because we were the first to start, right? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Miss Linda, is it Miss Linda C. Jones? I appreciate that. Life is so easy these days. No crops to reap, no ships to. Yeah. When was the last time you met a stevedore? I don't know what that is. David, there you go. David Cassidy. I remember David Cassidy. Oh my God. Oh my God. I totally remember that. Who is the other one? I can't remember his name. God, have you seen Danny Bonaducci lately? Speaking of David Cassidy, he got old. You know, my husband and I do that all the time. We'll see people from our generation, you know, and they got old, and we're always like, oh my God, Leif Garrett. Can you believe that? What? Yeah. Davy Jones. Oh my God. Yep, those were our celebrity crushes. Sean Cassidy, another one. Oh my God. I was 11 at Kings Island when the partridge. Really? That's how long ago, huh? Yeah, yeah. Bobby Sherman. God, how funny. Well, good. I don't feel so bad now. I thought, no, you guys aren't even going to know who these people are. I don't know who, it's changed, who the celebrity crushes now because there's so many people. My granddaughter, oh, you got to see them? David and Susan Day? She aged well. I've seen pictures of her. She looks good. John Travolta. Oh, yeah. Back in the day. He aged well too, even though I had a crush on. Oh, well, yeah. Come on. He was a very attractive man. He's still, you got to give him credit though. I mean, the guy is like, what, 110? He's still pretty sharp, even though, but yeah, nowadays the kids, well, they have boy bands and stuff like that. When my daughter was younger, because she's in her 30s, they had Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, that kind of stuff. And of course, she had a crush on them. Well, now her daughter's at that age, and the new thing is K-pop. These Korean boy bands or whatever, and they're just like taking over. You had a crush on David Cassidy, and I was 9 years old. I even had oh, did they have pajamas with his picture on it? The Hardy Boys, good stuff. I love that. Oh, I still love Westerns. Yeah. Clint Eastwood. Stevedore was the person loading. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, you don't. Well, thank you. Mimi Break. Is that how I say it? Thank you. Yeah, I love the Partridge Family. Was the Shirley Partridge. Just, yeah. I love those shows, those old shows. Brady Bunch. I watched the Brady Bunch. Sonny and Cher was hilarious back in the day. And the Osmonds, Don Rickles. Oh, a Wham fan? Yeah, well, they were pretty cool. Well, thank you. I'm glad to have you here. Yeah, there's just so many from, that generation. And like I said, we see pictures of them now, and some of them aged well. There's a few that have aged well, and there's a few that didn't, and a lot of them have money. And oh, Farrah Fawcett. Oh, she was it. You didn't get any better than that. Oh, you want to hear a funny story? During that time when Farrah Fawcett was, super popular, everybody tried to get their hair cut like her, thinking that's going to make you look like her, because it was more than just her hair. She was gorgeous. But anyway, I went in and I got a Farrah Fawcett haircut, I thought. And I remember when I came out of the salon and somebody told me I looked like, I can't remember his name right now. It was some guy. It wasn't Farrah Fawcett. I looked like this guy. Oh God, I wish I could remember who, because you guys would crack up. But anyway, he was a very short man. I'm very short, and he had thin feathered hair. And I had sunglasses on at the time, and that it just broke me. I would think I was like 14 or 15, and I thought I looked so beautiful with my Farrah Fawcett haircut. I looked like some guy. That's what they told me. Sam Elliott, yes, yes, definitely. He was, oh God, I wish I could remember. He was a tiny little guy, and he was a musician, and he wore glasses, blonde hair. I don't know if I can remember who he was, but I just remember that wasn't the look I was going for. No, even Rod Stewart would have been better than this guy. This guy wasn't even cute as a guy. But yeah, I remember Rod Stewart and Mick Jagger, and we used to have musicians back in the day. Now they have these appointed boy bands. They put them together and market them, and you know what? He looked similar to John Denver. He did. He looked similar to him. Oh, I liked Michael Landon. I don't know if he was, but he seemed like a very nice man, didn't he? Yeah, I watched Little House on the Prairie. My granddaughter and I both watched it about a year ago. We got into it. We got into Little House on the Prairie and the Waltons. I love those type of shows. I know. I love the Monkees too. One of those, you remember those things that you go like this? You put those round discs in them. I remember one of the first things I got like that was of the Monkees. I don't know why. That's a memory, but I thought those were so cool. Ah, yes. How's he doing? Has anybody seen him lately? Because he's been working for a long time. He's doing really good, or at least he was. I've seen him doing a lot. He did something with Cheech Marin from Cheech and Chong? Well, thank you. I like you. Viewmaster. Yes. Remember those? Yep. Had one of those and a Light Bright. Yeah, toys have changed. Oh, really? She seemed like a nice person. I don't know anything about her, but I always thought she seemed like a very nice person. She was just absolutely beautiful. It was the big Colgate smile and the hair, and yeah, she seemed like a very beautiful lady. That's what it was. Nash Bridges. Yes. But I haven't seen him lately. Remember Chips? My sister went out with, okay, remember what was his name? Do you remember the two guys in Chips, the blonde and the other guy with the dark hair? She actually dated his cousin, claim to fame, when we lived in Nebraska. I can't remember his name, but he still even had the same last name as his cousin. And we just thought that was so cool. It didn't look like him, but yeah, definitely. But me too, Waltons and Partridge. I love all those. And it's nice because, you can watch them with your grandkids, because a lot of shows nowadays, because they don't censor anything, because all the shows are cable pretty much, right? They can talk. Derek Estrada. That's the one. Yep. Yeah. And Phil Estrada, his cousin's name was Phil Estrada, and she dated him. Oh, Bruce Springsteen forever, right? Forever. Oh, I watch Emergency. I like that one too. Good show. My sister was the one that dated Phil Estrada. She used to do extra work, and she was on that show. She was pushing, there was a scene where she's pushing a gurney, and I guess it was an alligator. I don't know why they got an alligator in the ER, and you see her pushing that. Dallas, Knotsland. Yep. Watched them all. Is there any series anymore? I don't watch TV. Do you guys? There's nothing. I watch YouTube. There's no series. The only series that we watched were my husband and I got into Sons of Anarchy. We watched that one. The Sopranos. That one was good. Breaking Bad. But you don't have to wait for them. Like those old shows, it was once a week. You knew, okay, it's 8 o'clock, my show's going to be on. You'd sit down. Yep, it was Eric Estrada. He's still around. David, yeah, he's still around too. And you'd watch it. You knew that your show was going to be on, and it's like, oh, I can't go anywhere tonight. My show's on. Oh, Stranger Things is number one, absolute number one. Evie, we're brokenhearted that it ended. My whole family, we watch it as a family. The kids, the grandkids, all of us. We're totally into that. That's our thing. But anyway, we would watch it. But now there's if you watch a series, you can watch it all at once. You binge watch it. You don't have to wait. So it's not quite the same. Good for you. Yeah, my husband and I did too. The only time I get channels is like, okay, for the holidays, I knew everybody was going to be here and we were going to be watching Stranger Things because, it hadn't been on for a while. So we signed up for Netflix. But normally we don't watch it. We just watch. I do pay for YouTube. We have premium YouTube. The waiting made it more fun. Exactly. Oh yeah. A-Team. Oh my God. Magnum PI. Oh, good stuff. My fun experience, but not crush, was providing sound production to Jerry Dossett, who did Mama Let That Boy Play Some Rock and Roll when he came to. Oh, really? But you didn't have a crush on him? Yep, Miami Vice. Love those shows, and they just, TV used to be like a family bonding time. It still is, like, even like Stranger Things, that to us was a family bonding time. We'd all get together to watch that. But back in the day, the whole family would watch certain shows, all of us, and we only had one TV. So we'd sit in the living room and we'd all watch it. It'd be like, okay, can't go out. It's 8 o'clock. Our show's on, and the whole family would watch it. Right. And Wizard of Oz once a year. Now you can watch it whenever you want. And see, it takes the magic out of it. The same with Christmas shows. You can watch them whenever. Whereas like Rudolph was only on once a year around Christmas time. And so it was special. And it changed all of that stuff. Things are different. Oh, yeah, you got to see it at the Sphere. Yep, MacGyver. I love that. MacGyver. You got to MacGyver it. I MacGyver everything. But yeah, it was a good show. But see, I like those shows. And you can watch them with the whole family. Staying home as a kid instead of being like what I normally was to watch. Oh, Happy Days MASH. Hill Street. Oh, good shows. All those shows. Carol Burnett. Wasn't she hilarious? There you go. You got it. How'd you figure it out, Crazy Cat Lady? It was Paul Williams. Oh my God. That's who it was, you guys. If you don't know who it is, look him up. We still have the same hair, he and I. Oh my God. Oh, hey, Sharon. Yeah, right. Dad was in charge of the TV. Yeah. We got the news and we got football games when Dad was home. Yeah. And Billy Graham, my mom liked Billy Graham. She loved Billy Graham. She used to say that we were related to him because her mom's family was Grahams, but we weren't. But she used to tell everybody that. Okay, yep. Welcome back, Cotter. Oh my God. Oh, Star Trek. People were Trekkies. He did ask me what I was doing being married to my husband. Oh. Wow. What's he doing now? Thank you, Debs. What does he look like now? Did he age well? Really? And The Simpsons? Yeah, The Simpsons is funny. Yeah, some of my grandkids are into it. Some of them aren't. The older ones are. The younger ones, not so much. What do kids watch nowadays? Oh, Laverne and Shirley. I love Laverne and Shirley. My mom watched Lawrence Welk. She loved that. She loved that kind of stuff. Back in the day, it's funny. Like I said, and then we all went through this hip phase where it's like, I don't watch TV, and people were throwing out their TVs and don't raise your kids. Let the TV be your kid's babysitter. And people got rid of their TVs because they were cool. And it's like, I love TV. I miss TV. Game show. God, remember game shows? Those were so fun. Yes, I remember Family Affair. I had a Mrs. Beasley doll. Loved that. King of the Hill, hilarious. Morgan, oh, I miss Robin Williams. I think everybody does. He was just amazing. Did you? I wanted to. I wondered what that was like. The Lawrence Welk, where'd it go? Yeah. Up here they have the resort. You know, I always see ads for that. I've wanted to check it out. It's down near San Diego. Is it The Courtship of Eddie's Father? I remember that. Cagney and Lacey. Yep. Remember that one? Oh God, Three's Company. That was another good one. Oh my God, Dialing for Dollars. Oh, he passed away at 70. Well, no, now that I'm 64, 70 doesn't seem so old. Murder, She Wrote. Well, there you go. Your mom was probably into it. She drug you along. Eddie's father. Yes, he was. The guy that played Eddie's father was also the Incredible Hulk, which was another good show. Yes, I remember the Gong Show, right? Man, you guys are really bringing me back. I remember we had a lot of good shows. I think some of these you can still watch on cable, like Nickelodeon. They have the old shows, like Taxi. I don't know if you guys remember Taxi. What is the Danny DeVito? God, he was hilarious. Matlock. We used to watch The Price is Right. I think that's still on with that one guy, Drew something. I always wanted to go on a game show. Oh no, you had to have accordion lessons? So did my mother-in-law. She played the accordion. Oh my God, Petticoat Junction. I watched that not too long ago too with my sister. Hollywood Square, Baywatch. And then they made a new Baywatch. Laughing was good stuff. That's right. That's where I went to school in Millard. I went to Millard High. That is so crazy. But I didn't graduate. I went back to school later on and got my diploma. I dropped out of school and got married at 17, but I would have graduated in 1979. That's when I stopped going to school there. But I went to Millard. I don't know if I did or not. Oh, the Smothers Brothers, were they hilarious? They were hysterical. Oh, Hee Haw and Minnie Pearl. My dad loved that. He loved Hee Haw. Thank you, Alfonso. Yep, Hee Haw was great. Good. My dad watched it because remember all those sexy farm chicks on there? He loved that show. Laughing. Oh, with Goldie Hawn. Danny Kaye. I love Danny Kaye. The Jeffersons, right? Right? What was the other one before the Jeffersons with Benson Bunnies? Yeah, my husband, I went to Millard, he went to Benson. My mom loved it. Reruns on the Tonight Show with the smother. Yeah, you guys, if you never watched them, watch them. Oh, Dolly Parton's the queen. Dolly's the queen. I still love Dolly. Oh, my dad actually had an album of Flip Wilson, and we used to listen to it and just crack up. Remember when you used to buy albums of comedians? Do they do that anymore? All in the Family. That's the one. God, with Archie and that was such a great show. Such a great show. Where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true. You get another. And poof, my science teacher in junior high was the Smothers. Really? Okay, what are you saying? I don't understand. Where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true. Sounds like a song my mom used to sing. Philip Wilson show was good, but it was my bedtime. Yeah, a lot of shows were on after our bedtime. Rob Reiner. Yeah, he was Meathead. I know. He just got murdered by his son. Isn't that crazy? Who would have thought? Okay. I was reading that. I thought that sounds familiar. I remember hearing that song. My mom used to sing that. Yes, we remember Lionel trains. We always bought trains for our grandson because they were such a nostalgic thing from us. I don't think he appreciated them as much as we did. I was allowed to stay up a little later on Thursday to watch Flip Wilson. Geraldine, remember that? Oh my God. Oh, everybody watched Johnny Carson. Everybody. Yep, yep. It was the lyrics to the song. Oh, how funny. Oh, Saturday Night Live. Yes, that came out when I was a teenager, and we used to go to people's houses and, party, let's say, and hang out together. And we'd turn that on and we'd all sit there and just watch Saturday Night Live and crack up. But it was funny back then, you know, it changed. MTV. Oh, remember when MTV came out? That was it. We would sit and watch that. Music videos, man. Do they even make music videos anymore? Oh no, Mr. Bill. I know, huh? My husband was totally into the Lionel trains, and so we, would buy him for our grandson, but we ended up buying him one, I guess, for like 3 years in a row. We didn't realize. And finally he said something. I was like, okay, Maud. Oh yeah, before she was a golden girl. Yep. MTV is gone. I know, but do they still make music videos? I don't know. Oh yeah, Blockbuster. Yeah, then once that changed, then you could go in and rent DVD, or were they DVDs at first? They were VHS. Oh, Mama's Family, hilarious. Hilarious shows. But yeah, then we would go in and rent movies, and we thought that was really cool. Oh, roller derby was life. Oh no, that was really big. It wasn't just in Southern California. That was big back in Nebraska. Oh yeah. I thought that was so cool. Video killed the radio stars. It did. But now, where are all the videos? There are some on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's what you can do. You can watch them on YouTube. Oh yeah, at night when the TV would go off, like after what, maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, I don't know. It would play the national anthem and then that high pitched tone, and then you get the test pattern. Nothing was on. There was no TV. Now you can watch TV 24/7. Oh God, I love Joan Jett. Red Skelton. Oh my brother was actually friends with Red Skelton. He met him. Where did he meet him? At the Laguna Art Fair. My brother's an artist, and he got hired to hang out with Red Skelton, to walk him around or something. So he has all these pictures of him. I'm sure I'm not remembering it correctly, but he got to hang out with him for the day, and he's got all these pictures with him. And he said he was just the nicest man. He seemed like he was nice. Remember, he'd laugh at his own jokes. They don't make the tracks the way they used to anymore. A lot of the old stuff will not run on the newer. Oh yeah, with the Lionel trains. The Buggles started and it ended the MTV first. And I didn't know that. They were the last one too. I knew they were the first. Wide World of Sports, baby. Yep, yep. Oh, you would stand up. That's cute. You actually met Joan Jett? She invited on her tour bus? Whoa. Whoa. I've never had any. Everybody always asks, have you have any celebrity sightings? No, no. I mean, we've gone to concerts and stuff, but that don't count. I've never just randomly run into one or had them talk to me. She was very nice. Signed my jacket. Oh, yeah, she was cool. She was like the epitome of cool. Oh, did you? Was she nice? She's very pretty. Yeah, I live in Southern California. I nobody. Like I said, you see them at different things, but I mean, they don't. I've never talked to any of them. I've never even asked anybody for their autograph. I don't know if people do that anymore either. But a lot of them, it's not like you just are going to run into them. I've heard people say, "Oh, I remember. I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago. Snoop Dogg was supposed to have come up. here because we have a really cool pumpkin patch. It's kind of like Knott's Berry Farm. It's just outrageous. And people come from miles around. It's a big deal. But anyway, people were taking pictures and putting them online. Well, it turned out it wasn't. But this guy looked just like Snoop Dogg. And everybody that lives up here was like, yeah, I met Snoop Dogg. And it's like, yeah, no, you didn't. But that's okay. Yeah, my husband met Emmylou Harris. Yeah, he's got to meet somebody. I've never met anybody. Like I said, we've gone to a lot of concerts. So search for people to go on her show at the HEBs in Texas. 35 years ago. Isn't that crazy? God. Wow. I know when you think about it. Omaha Creature Feature. Yes. We remember him. The Jerry Lewis Telethon. Dang. A good joke teller does not laugh at his own jokes. He told his dad, Red Skelton does. His dad said that is because his jokes are funny. It's true. He cracked me up just because he was cracking up when he would tell his jokes. I loved him. And he was clean. You know, very few comedians are clean. And you can watch with your whole family. We have Nate Bagazzi, which he's hilarious. My granddaughter discovered him and turned us on to him. And then Brian Regan. Those are the only two that I know of. And we've gone to see Brian Regan, 3 or 4 times. My husband and I have gone, and we've taken our granddaughter. He's a great comedian. Dr. Sanguinary was the best. Yeah, he was. Adam Ant. What? And he handed you a rose? Oh, my God. Remember Adam Ant and Billy Idol? All of them came out around the same time. I don't know. Honey, is Emmylou Harris still alive? Jim Croce had a song called Roller Derby Queen. Yes, he did. Remember Jim? Oh, I remember him. Yeah, my husband and I both are from Nebraska. He, like I said, he grew up in Benson. I grew up in Millard. And my sister worked with him, and then she hooked us up. We were a blind date. And they worked in, I think you guys worked in Benson. Foster Brooks. Oh, the drunk. Wasn't he good? He played a drunk. He was hysterical. I do remember him. She even held her son when he was a baby. Then he sat on Vanna White's lap. That's so cool. Yeah, we both lived in, even though, we lived in Nebraska for a brief period of time. I mean, think about it. We're in our 60s and we, left when we were 19 and 20. That's our home. That's our hometown. Although we go back to visit and it's not the same. This is home now, but it used to be spread out, because it was a farm town where we were at, and there'd be like one city and there'd be lots of cornfields and then another city and then lots of cornfields. Now it's just city after city after city after city. There's no open areas. Oh, the celebrity roast. Those were hilarious. And the Olympics. I miss watching the Olympics. I loved watching it. The whole family would watch it. Yeah, Nebraska's a good place to be from. Indian territory back then. Yeah. I know, isn't it? This is so fun, you guys. This is not the direction I was going to go, but I'm glad. I like this way better. This is fun. Yeah, I remember all of this stuff. It's crazy. You forget, you don't think about it. But we had a lot of good things. At the time we used to think, what are we going to be remembered for? Because remember, like in the 80s, we thought our music sucked because the music before us from the 60s and 70s, they had like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and the Rolling Stones and all that stuff. And then we had Madonna and, but it turns out that the music was good from our era. We just didn't appreciate it at the time. Tornadoes. Yeah. Tornadoes. But you know what? Everywhere you go, you either have hurricanes if you live on the East Coast, or you have tornadoes, or you have earthquakes. Wherever we live, Mother Nature shows up some way. I'm not getting a picture. Oh, yeah, that you sound like me. I would have been embarrassed for that. Isn't that funny? It's like, no, I can't show you this wonderful picture because my son he wasn't clean in this picture. He had a filthy one. How funny. Well, now with online, you can erase that and make it look better. I know. I like music from the 80s and 90s. I like all genres. I like music from when before I was born. I like music. And for the longest time, I used to say, I don't like rap music. I call it crap music. And believe it or not, even that has worn on me. Not all, but there are some things that I like, but I'm getting curmudgeonly in my old age. There's still some things I don't like. I didn't think I'd ever get this way. I thought I'd always be cool. I thought I'd always like all the new stuff and I'd be hip and like what the kids like. Yeah. There's some new things out now that I pretend because I don't want to look like a curmudgeonly old lady, but there's some things that I just don't get. Like my granddaughter said she's really into K-pop, right? And it's very popular. The kids love it. And they have K-pop stores and everything. And I listen to it because she's so excited and she wants to share that with us. And I want to because she appreciates it. And I love that she has an appreciation for music and stuff like that. But it just doesn't appeal to me. I hope she's not watching this. Hey, Catherine, thank you. Wow. Is it morning over there? You're in Australia, right? Am I right? I think you're in Australia. Yep, K-pop. They got the K-pop Demon Hunters. And yeah, my grandkids are into that and stuff. And it just makes me feel very out of touch. Like I said, I always thought I'd be super cool. And thank you. I don't know. I remember one time I was driving our van, my soccer mom van, and my son had put a Radiohead sticker on there. Well, I liked Radiohead, so I left it. And I remember somebody commented on it. Oh, is this your son's van? And I was like, no, it's mine. Because there was a Radiohead sticker, and apparently I'm too old to listen to Radiohead. Yeah, Homer's Records. Omaha is a cool place. The old market. Yeah, it'll always be nostalgic for us. Oh, New Zealand. I'm sorry. That's what it is. It's 4 p.m. there. Well, it's 7 p.m. here. Okay. But isn't it the next day? Aren't you like Sunday or because it's Saturday 7 here? But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. I still like to. Okay, yeah, you're Sunday. And it's warm, right? It's warm over there. I mean, it's warm here. It's, it's in the 60s or whatever. So it's nice. That was my husband's brother. He worked at the record store there. Max Headroom. Oh, wasn't that just so, I don't know. It was just new, and he was funny and witty. Oh, hi, home and heart. North or south? Yeah, North or South New Zealand. Is that what you're asking? Because I don't have grandkids, but I do have grandnieces and nephews. My daughter is 34. Oh, does she? My daughter's 35. Yeah, and her daughter is the one that's into K-pop. Oh, that sounds lovely, Catherine. Oh, I miss summer, but I want to have my fill of winter first, I want to enjoy it. And this year, that's why, I made that video. I am going to enjoy winter this year. I'm going to hibernate and do all the things that are winter, slow down, light the fireplace, just appreciate it. Cause I like spring and summer and I like fall. I never was a big fan of winter, but this year I'm trying to appreciate it. I know. Can't wait for spring. But yeah, fall is my favorite time. But if we'll get some weather, I'll enjoy it. The cold plunge. Oh, I've always wanted to do that. I don't know if I could. It's supposed to be really good for you, right? I see it more and more. People are talking about it online. It's like this really cool thing because people are realizing how healthy it is, but it just sounds like torture to me. I don't like the snow and cold. Yeah. I like I said, I like it from inside. I like it. I watch those. Do you guys watch on YouTube where they show cabins and it's always snowing outside and windy and all that stuff, and they're in this nice, cozy, warm cabin with the fireplace going. That's what I like. I don't want to actually be out in it. Yes, we're going to plant giant pumpkins again this year. We planted them last year. Hey, Rhonda, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Now are you in Texas? Am I getting this right? I'm terrible with remembering this kind of stuff. Brian's my husband, and he's here with me. We're in Southern California. We live in the foothills of Big Bear. It's all about the mindset. Yep. Okay, I did live in Texas briefly for a few months, right outside of Dallas, so I'm somewhat familiar with it. But yeah, I like fall myself. Fall is my favorite, and I live in Texas, so no snow. I don't know. I just, like I said, I would love to experience like a white Christmas or something like that. I want my grandkids to, because they've never been, they've all lived in Southern California and grown up here, so they've never experienced that. But we can always go up to play in the snow, which we do. We go up, and we take them to play in the snow periodically. But I don't think we've gotten snow yet, have we, honey? I don't think we have. We've gotten a lot of rain in the very high mountains like San Gorgonio. There's snow at the top of them, but I don't think like anywhere else around us has gotten snow yet this year. But I would love that. I think that would be fun to at least go visit it. But like I said, I don't want to drive in it. But I like being able to wear boots and sweaters and dress cute. But I still prefer, spring, summer, fall. But this year, like I said, I'm going to appreciate winter. I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to stay inside. I'm going to do that Swedish death cleaning. And I started working on that this week. And that's why I'm in this room. This is, my craft room, art studio. I cleaned it up, and it needed a lot of work, but I'm just going to do one room at a time. And it may take me all year. Somebody said that they've been doing this Swedish death cleaning for 5 years, because we've lived here for 25 years. So you can imagine we've accumulated a lot. A white Christmas is so overrated. Yeah, probably. It sounds nice, but yeah, if I actually had to endure it, I may not appreciate it as much. Lake Tahoe. Oh God, Lake Tahoe is beautiful, super expensive. Hi, Reiki Medium. Thank you for listening and eating dinner. Oh, really? You were named after the boy? I remember Jody and Buffy. Yeah, that was a cute name. I like that name. I started about a week after I retired. Then I took an 11-month break. I have to get back to it. Yeah, I'm going to take my time. I could get used to a palm tree with Chris. I know. That does sound fun, right? An old hearse and hauled us boys around in it. Went to a snow place that was packed after we parked the car. Right? What is this death cleaning? Well, it's called Swedish death cleaning. And I told everybody it's new because it was new to me. I just heard about it. But apparently it's been around for a very long time. And what it is, it's for people that as we get older, we accumulate stuff. Eventually, we're not going to be here anymore. And who's going to get to deal with all our stuff? Well, if you have kids, your kids are, and we don't want to leave all of this to them because we have a lot of stuff that nobody else will want, stuff that isn't going to mean anything to anybody else. So it's not preparing to die. You're making room for your future. So the whole idea is to get rid of the junk that nobody else is going to want, that doesn't serve you anymore, and that you don't really need. You know what I mean? Basically, it's just a heavy duty spring cleaning. But like I said, we've lived here for 25 years. We still have a lot of our kids' stuff. every room is packed, which is silly because it's just he and I. Every closet is full. And there's some stuff that we haven't seen for years, packed away in boxes. Obviously, we don't need it. So we're slowly going to get rid of all this stuff and clean out the drawers and stuff. But it's an undertaking. But if something were to happen to us, I don't want my kids to have to deal with that, because that's what happens. Somebody has to deal with it at some point, and I know they're not going to appreciate that. So I want to make it as easy as possible. So when that time comes, they're already going to be having a difficult time, right? I don't want them to have to deal with a huge mess, so we're going to purge. Yeah, I tried to purge somewhat. I'm not a hoarder by any means. I should, Diana, I should. Let me know. I just started this year, and I told my daughter to let me know, and she did when she was here for Christmas. Are there any of my Christmas ornaments that you want that I've had for 30, 40 years? And she said, yes. So what I want to do is I want my boys to let me know what they want. And I'm going to start a box for each one of them and start putting things in there. Like I know my one son, he would appreciate concert tickets and maybe albums and stuff like that. And, my other son, I don't know what he would, well, I don't know, maybe some of his dad's tools, things like that. But overall, they all have their own homes. They don't need any of our stuff. It would just be nostalgic stuff, like old pictures, family photos, old family cookbooks, things like that. I want to save my aprons. I wear aprons. And my granddaughter asked, my daughter-in-law said she wants my Christmas apron, because I've had it for years. I collect aprons. So things like that. And I want to put those aside for, if there's something they want, I said, just let me know. I'll write it in the book and it's yours. But it makes sense. It's hard, cleaning up after somebody goes. It's a lot of work. So I don't want them to deal with it. Right. I don't want anybody else to have to deal with this. It feels good to get rid of stuff. I know it does. I feel like it feels good, even just doing this one room. Like I've been working on this today. I filled up quite a trash bag. And but I'm going to donate some things too. I have a lot of art supplies and stuff that I just don't have time. I used to work more on that stuff, but I just don't anymore. And I'd rather see somebody get some use out of it. Yeah, my husband's got some beer brewing equipment. Yeah, the boys all have their own. Do you? Yeah, see, my husband and I, we both inherited stuff from our parents. And I have some clothes and stuff. It's just been hanging in my closet. It's like, I don't need it. My mom left me her wedding ring and some photos. And then I got some of her clothes. And it's like, why am I holding on to these? It's been almost 30 years. It's silly. But I felt disrespectful to throw those things away. Yeah, see, stuff like that, like an antique clock, something like that. That's nice. But clothes, I don't need, I don't even know why. But it smelled like her, I think. Yeah, I think that's important too. Ask your kids, is there anything that they might want? They may say, I want none of it. Your kids don't want guitars and amps? Really? My grandson would. He's learning how to play guitar, but yeah, I don't know. I want my kids to tell me if there's anything, put dibs on it. Cause most of it's not like I have anything that's worth any real value. And I don't wear, I wear costume jewelry. I have a few good rings. I have my wedding ring, and I have a mother's ring, and then my mom's wedding ring, things like that. Take a photo and get rid of the item. Yep, I agree. That's what I need to do. I'm going to start working on that. You got her cat and her bird? Well, I wouldn't mind that. I hope somebody takes my cat if something happens to me. Time goes by fast. It does. We say that, and it's true. It goes by so fast. I can't believe I'm 64. I'm still in my 30s. It's like I blinked and my family's all grown up and having, they're about ready to, well, not be grandparents, but my youngest or my oldest grandchild is 17. This is ridiculous. I got married at 17. I can't believe, I just can't believe how fast time flies. And people tell you that when you're young and you think, oh no, it's, what is that saying? The days are long, but the years are short. Oh, really? Is there anybody that would want that metalworking machinery? Yeah, they said to ask, just all you can do is ask, hey, does anybody want, because like I said, furniture and stuff, nobody wants that. Oh, good Lord, look who's back. Let's see. An African gray? How long do they live for? Oh, your son? Okay, well, at least there's somebody, because I don't want to throw things away, but I mean, we're going to donate some things too, of course. But if nobody else wants it, we're going to get rid of it. We're going to clean stuff out because it's just taking up space. The closets, all our closets are full. I have a large Rubbermaid laundry. Giving it to my daughter because we bought it because I was pregnant with her and we used to, 80 years? Oh my God. I didn't know they could live that long. That's crazy. I'm trying to go back on some of these comments. I'm sorry, you guys, it's going by fast. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just, let's see. Do laundry at the apartment laundry. Oh God, remember going to laundromats? Well, when we were young. Oh, don't miss that. Oh, really? My grandson, we bought him birds for Christmas last year, and they're really cool. I would think about it, but we want to travel more. We're getting to that age, and I don't want to have to pay somebody to watch my animals every time I want to leave. Your mom's a hoarder of brand new stuff in boxes? Wow, I won't sell things or take them out. She says it's my stuff. I know when to use it. We have a flat screen TV, 84 in a box for 7 years. Oh no. Oh goodness. Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. Remember they would go online, when they have those online, they sell things online. What are those shows? The Shopping Network or whatever, and people would order stuff, and we had friends that literally just bought tons of that stuff, and you go over to their house and they'd have all these boxes of stuff they bought that they haven't even opened yet. They don't even know what to do with it. It's like, oh, what a shame, what a waste, but I mean, it's their money. Yeah, right. The warranty only lasts so long with that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. It used to be, things like your stereo and stuff like that, you'd want to leave to them, but nobody has a stereo anymore. I mean, what's a value? Everybody has their own stuff, their own furniture, appliances. It's not like we have anything super special that'd be like, oh God, I have a few good pieces of furniture. And I was talking to my daughter about that. My aunt she said, that's how you should do it. You should buy a few good pieces at a time instead of going to these furniture stores and buying crap that only lasts a couple years. You're supposed to buy things slowly. And I do. I have a vanity that's from, I don't know, the 40s, 1940s, and it's beautiful, and she wants that. And I have an old dresser that it's, I don't know, same thing, probably the 40s or 50s, and some end tables, and they're just good pieces of furniture. And I would want my kids to take that. But the rest of the furniture, matching dining room sets, yeah, nothing of real. Really? Yeah, because I I don't have any laundry baskets that would hold up, but I mean, if it's Rubbermaid, yeah, it probably would. We are a society of objects. I know, stuff and things. The old furniture is solid wood and it's nice. Yeah, because if you wanted to, you just sand it down. And I used to do that. I do a lot of refurnishing furniture. I love doing that. I did that with a lot of our furniture, but you can't do it with the laminate stuff. It has to be real wood. I love that. Yeah, houses used to have laundry chutes down to the basement. Well, in Nebraska, we had basements down. We don't have them in California. Some people do. We had a parakeet who could speak sentences. He was very loving and smart. He's saying, Sherry, I can talk. Oh, yeah. We had a bird when my husband and I first got together. It was loud. I was surprised how loud he was. Really? You could climb down him? I would be afraid, but yeah. I guess you could slide down them. I know I was at a house not too long ago that had one. I can't remember where that was. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in, Ricky Bobby. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Oh, really? He could mimic voices? You can paint laminate. You just have to prepare the surface. Wow. I didn't know you could even do that. I'll have to look into that. I had furniture paint. Oh, I didn't know that. I was really into it. I painted, our kitchen cabinets and dressers and, tables. And I loved doing that. It was fun. And I think I've done everything last year I did a bookshelf, but that's it. But it was solid wood, but I've never done laminate. Boy, I would love to have that because we have a 2-story house and the laundry room is downstairs out in the garage. It would be so nice to have a laundry chute. It's named Gertie. I really would never own a cage bird. I just don't like the fact. Yeah. I know Diana had birds and I remember she had, she'd let them out. They'd fly around the house and stuff. I thought that was so cool. I'm sure she worried about it too, about them getting out, but she always made sure, I guess, the door was closed. Huh. I'm going to try that because I have some pieces that are laminate in this room, as a matter of fact. And I thought about painting them, but I thought I didn't know if I could. I might try that. Pickles. That's cute. I know, right? I loved your birds. I remember you used to have it on your shoulder and stuff. Oh, we got adopted. Good. Good. Okay, I will. I would appreciate that. Thank you, Catherine. Well, you guys, we've talked for an hour and a half. This was fun. This was not what I wanted to do, but thank you. That's me. I'm the mod. I got to figure out how to have somebody else do it, but I'm on it this time. But anyway, you guys, I know it's a lot later in most places. I know it does fly. It was fun, you guys. We bought a big old house with the laundry chute. We boarded it up over to stop the grandkids from. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I would worry about that kind of stuff too. We had a pond in the backyard, and my husband was nervous about the grandkids, and so we took it out. And we had an upstairs balcony. The same thing. We took the stairs. We didn't want them running up and downstairs. So I have pets. Nobody in my family. Oh, right. Yeah. I know. That's the only thing I would worry about. I hope I know in my family, my kids would take Jazz for me, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But anyway, I am going to let you guys go. I am getting tired, but thank you. This was so nice. I didn't expect so many people to show up. It was fun. I need to do this on a regular basis. So thank you guys for dropping in. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I'm going to finish working on this room tomorrow. So but I'll have a video out probably Monday. So Yeah, it's almost time to hit the clubs. What am I? I'm just teasing. I'm getting ready to go out. I got to get fixed up. So I mean, it's almost time, right? Bye, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys soon.